What is going on, folks? I am Goat. Welcome back to Warframe. So, as the title suggests, we're going to talk a very brief breakdown of Tennocon 2023. First of all, let me shut my fan off, because I'm kind of a douche and I forgot. So, oh man. So, I mean, it's Tennocon, right? It's first live Tennocon since 2019. So as far as being like in person. So obviously it's a 3 years in the making kind of situation of them mixing back into the normal routine, because the last 2 years have been just fully digital. So we've had server crashes, relay crashes, the whole shebang. Now here we are, just checking my levels here real quick, sorry. So here we are with them back in their normal routine, and this is the first time I've had the pleasure of experiencing it, and I say pleasure loosely because it was like I don't know, man, it's good fun. That's what I can say for sure about, you know, the cosplay and the operatic singing during the beginning of Tenno Live and all that. It's kind of whatever, you know, like it's just whatever. I prefer the digital only, but you know, I mean, for those who can actually go to London, Ontario, man, that's great. You know, like I could drive to London, Ontario, and like about a 14 or so hour drive. I could totally do it. I almost did it a couple of years ago or last year. So anyway, but we're not talking about the trip. We're talking about Tennocon. So during Tennocon, you could get Gar Prime. During Tenno Live, during Tennocon itself, you could get the Gotfa Prime rifle, which, as you see, I have equipped. I will shoot a video on that. It will come later. This is just kind of a little special post because I can. But I will say that if you didn't get it, I feel bad for you, because it's pretty solid. So that's what I'll give you for now. Also, from now until the end of the year, if you log in, you get the Dex Drifter and Operator suit. Personally, I fucking think it's ugly, but you know, I mean, hey, you know, fashion frame is fashion frame, and everybody's got their taste. It's not my cup of tea at all. Absolutely not my cup of tea whatsoever. It's fine though. I mean, like, I'm more of a basic bitch fashion framer myself. Let's just be honest about that. I think we can 100% own that bullshit. Like, I mean, you know, here, random, let's just pick here, Necros. Look, same color as Calervo. Same color as Citrine. I mean, look, I've only got a couple of frames that are not colored that way. Okay. But yeah, no, I mean, like the Godfa Prime, you know, it looks like a steroided out version of the AOLAC without a giant barrel cover. It does not have an alt fire like the AOLAC, so that kind of is a little painful, but we'll get into that later at some point. Okay. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you know, I mean, here we are, right? So the Godfa Prime, the Dex Drifter and Operator suit. We also got the prestigious heirloom collections. Now, for anybody who doesn't understand why this isn't available for Plat, this is basically like Founders Pack 2. Okay? Right now, I think they said there's 6 frames. I could be incorrect about that, but I believe they said that there are 6 frames coming in total, 2 at a time, and they're $90. Now, what you get with these, like here, you know what? We'll go up to the in-game market here and we'll just look at them. They're $90, man. Now, it's on you, but you get, you know, the 10-year accolade. You get the heirloom skin for Frost and the Signa, for Mag and the Signa, 6 Regal Aya, Deca heirloom sigil, you know, the glyph, the emote, color palette, plus 600 plat, and then they also said that you get the, a thing on your, profile, like Founders do. You'll have that same kind of marking as a heirloom, I don't know, accolade or some bullshit. So it is what it is, right? So cool. So if you want to support the game, and given what we're about to get into, I can understand if you do. Okay, I actually can, because I have a feeling part of the reason for this is the expansion that they're doing, not only with Soulframe, because I mean, you figure when you buy into Founders Packs, it's not only buying into the game, but it's buying into the company. Okay, and with the game expanding into Soulframe as well very soon, and what we saw out of that shit today, I can understand them now doing this, and it wouldn't surprise me if Soulframe had something like a Founders Pack coming as well. But that's basically what it is. So Just take that for what it is. Don't be pissed if that's not for plat. If you don't have money to support the company like that, keep doing it in trade, in-game trading, because I think that's why these exist at this point, because more people are trading than buying at this point, in my personal opinion, I think. Could be wrong. I don't run the company. I don't have numbers, so it's whatever. So the new deluxe skins coming. One I'm excited about. One why? God, why? So the new deluxe skins are going to be for Sevagoth and Ureli. That's fine. Sevagoth, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong fucking page here. Sevagoth is, again, a very underrated frame. I think he's a very good frame, actually. Minus the whole Sevagoth shadow. I think that part's kind of stupid, honestly. It's just... I know it's part of the niche, but it's like part of the, the quirk behind Sevagoth is he's got this whole frame and claws and everything else. And personally, I think his first three abilities synergize so well together that the shadow is just kind of this lump in the background, so it's whatever. But it's again, it's whatever. We're not talking about that overall. But Sevagoth's getting a deluxe skin, Ureli's getting one, and she looks like a jellyfish. It's whatever. The next Prime frame release is actually surprising and a bit of a letdown, although the fucker did just get a rework last year and is well worth it. It's out of order as per the usual for some goddamn reason, but Grendel with the Xylock and the Masseter Primes instead of Gauss with the Exceltra and the Icarius. So I have no idea why in the hell they're going that order. It's whatever. It's not really a bad thing per se, because like I said, Grendel just got his rework and he's extremely good now. So I mean, it's really kind of hard to get mad at that, but it's whatever. They did the walkthrough during Tenno Live at the beginning of Tenno Live for Soulframe. I'm simply going to say this. It is very, very good looking. It's very melee and magic based. Lots of like NPCs and environmental saving, and it's kind of like Elden Ring on steroids. The graphics look fucking amazing in it. The gameplay looks pretty solid. Again, time will tell with it as far as how good it is, but if it's anything like the initial buildings of Warframe, they learn and they grow. So, with them already learning from Warframe and they're growing and have basically somewhat redesigned the graphics engine and have been putting it to use with Soulframe, you can fucking tell, okay? Like 100% you can tell. So there's that. Cross save, the big monstrous fucking point of information. Cross save. It will be dropping in total by the end of 2023. They said that basically starting in October, they're going to incrementally start dropping little bits and bobs here and there to get the platforms all lined up and ready to go. So cross save and hit. So basically by the end of 2023, as long as nothing stupid happens, we're all going to be able to trade with each other, and people are going to be able to exchange their accounts from PC to PlayStation and from Nintendo Switch to their PC, if they have one, so on and so forth. So it's great. Like, it's awesome. We've already been dealing with crossplay, and we've already been seeing kind of latency issues with things like that, but they're not horrible. They're just a little bit of an annoyance more than anything else. They're not horrible. So I look forward to cross save hitting, because I've got more than a few friends that play Warframe on consoles and Switches and things like that, and I know that they have PCs, but they just don't want to start a new account just on the basis of I want to play on a PC. So waiting for that one to hit. Be glad when it does. Also, very, very minor information given. There is a new Necromech coming, and from what we saw in the demo at the end of Tenno Live, it looks like there might possibly be Necromech companions, but that may just be part of the cinematic quest. I have no idea. They may just be Vault Guardians, so I don't know. But as far as the Necromech's there, and it looks very tiny. I don't know if it's going to be something that we can really pick up. They were talking like it was, but we'll see. Warframe Mobile has been put off until 2024 because they wanted to get cross-save done. That's great. Actually, I'm totally fine with that. So the next big thing is going to be the content release in October. Now, the content release in October will be called the Abyss of Dagoth. It comes with the new frame Dagoth, which is basically a giant hole in the fucking head of the Warframe that comes with a blade and whip that looks like a whip with a crankshaft on the end of that motherfucker. So I'm kind of interested with that son of a bitch. Not really going to talk too much about the frame or the whip so much because they didn't really talk too much about it, so I'm going to wait until the September dev stream and kind of really judge it more from there, because it's going to be coming in October, so they should have more information at that point, I hope. Hydroid rework is finally coming, and it's coming with a replacement of an ability. I'm hoping they replace the puddle. Honestly, I hope the puddle is going away. And we're really going to see if they can make Hydroid a viable frame again. Because right now, Hydroid is just really a less than viable frame for 99% of the players in the game. There's a few Hydroid mains out there that are hardcore, and man, if you could do it, more power to you, but most of us hate that poor bastard. And we wanted to see him reworked for a reason. Now we're going to get it. Hopefully it's good. Another big thing that they have talked about since 2020, hell, I think even 2019 or 18, that I've heard of, was the companion rework. Now, the big problem is that primarily Vulpaphylas, since they released with Heart of Deimos, have been the best companion to run around with subjectively, because they don't ever truly die. They just go down for a little while, they turn into this larva above your head, they still cast abilities, they can still damage enemies nearby, so they're very, very handy little things to have. Other companions basically have an application to go meet Jesus Christ within short periods of the mission, so unless the critter barely gets down, it pretty much just perma-dies fairly soon into the mission, unless it, you've got like Prime Animal Instinct on there, and then you get 3 revives, and then it perma-dies anyway. The rework is basically, from what Pablo was saying, is that they don't have that permanent application to go meet Jesus Christ, in my words, constantly, but basically more like they stay down for a period of time, and then it sounds like either melee or kills in general will assist with you reviving the companion quicker, or they'll just revive on their own in a period of time, which I'm fine with that. That will make Smeedakavats so much better again. Because keeping Smeedas alive is quite an interesting task in itself, and Smeedas being like the farmer cat, that's like one thing that we've all wanted, is like, Kavats and Kubros and, Hounds and all these other companions, every other variant of companion in this fucking game, we've all wanted these things to get better, and they just haven't. They've just been rough. So it's kind of nice to see that they're doing that, thank fucking God. They said that they're going to be optimizing quests. Pablo talked about it a little bit. If you really want more info on that, just go back and listen. It's a pretty short little spiel. They said that he also said that they are increasing focus acquisition, so that's good, because grinding for focus is just annoying as fuck. There's also an auto melee instead of... There's going to be an auto melee implemented under the accessibility features, which is where some of the next 2 things I'm going to talk about are going to be at. But instead of having to mash the bejesus out of the E or your B button or whatever your controller is for melee, instead of having to mash the bejesus out of that son of a bitch, you can basically just hold the fucking button and it just basically auto melees at the targets. That's really good, truthfully, just for the health of a person's hands and general enjoyment of gameplay. It's just very cool. Next one that's going to be under accessibility is going to be enemy visibility settings are going to be allowed to be adjusted. So basically, from what Pablo was saying, you can basically outline them, do slight color changes to them so you can see them in darker areas, things like that. So that's actually really cool. So the next thing, Dog Days of Summer is back. Nobody fucking cares. Honestly, nobody gives a shit. Dog Days sucks. They could have brought Plague Star back. We'd all been so much happier. Plague Star, come on, man. Build Forma for fucking 13 minutes of your fucking time, worst case. Come on, man. Who the fuck gives a shit about Dog Days? Just make Plague Star an all once a year thing. Let us all just go grind for Forma for fucking, 25, 30 days. We'll all be so much happier, because Dog Days is literally a fucking joke. I don't give a shit what anybody says. It changed my fucking mind, okay? It's a fucking joke. The last 2 things, though, okay? The winter releases. First of all, the Whispers in the Wall. This is the prelude cinematic to Albrecht and Trotty and with the Necroloid, and it looks very fucking cool. But what releases into that further is Warframe 1999, and this is the deeper dive into Albrecht and Trotty back in the days of Dark Sector, or I'm sorry, Dark Sector. which was the prelude game to Warframe by Digital Extremes and another company, I believe, which didn't really bode so well. But there was basically Dark Sector was like this carnivore game that was used to start Warframe. You know, I mean, the guy's name in the main character's name is like Jack Tenno or something Tenno. You know, the primary force that you fight against are these, you know, armored enemies called Grineer. I mean, come on. So Warframe 1999 looks absolutely fucking awesome, but it's a direct link in with the Whispers in the Wall, and this is so much Man in the Wall, Necroloid, Albrecht and Trotty, plus Dark Sector. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, maybe I'm just being a goob about this, but this looks, the fucking demo that they did was like 35 minutes long or so, fucking looked awesome. I am super stoked about this. But that's as much as I'm going to dive into it right now, because obviously more information is going to come. I'm not going to sit here and blow your fucking ears up about this shit too terribly long, because truthfully, what's the point? I'm not trying to fucking just wear y'all out with this. I know Brozime usually does big fucking breakdowns, but I think he's actually up there in London, Ontario right now, but I'm sure he's going to have some fat fucking list of stuff that he usually does. I usually go back and catch up with his videos after I've shot mine when it comes to, like, you know, like big updates like this, because he really does do a really in-depth kind of breakdown of everything that's coming. And, you know, maybe it'll be no more than what I'm already doing here. I'm sure it'll probably be way better. He does like this massive spreadsheet setup and all that, so kudos to him. I mean, he's a good form of information as far as that's concerned. But that's it for right now, folks. I want to thank you very much for watching, and man, I hope you guys are excited about this as I am, because if this is the direction they're going, this is going to make this game so much more fun, I hope. I mean, not that Warframe's not fun. It is. But this is something, man. This looks really good. And by the way, what I was talking about Soulframe and Warframe really quickly before I go, is that the graphics engine used for Warframe 1999 and parts of Whispers in the Wall is from Soulframe. So Warframe is eating up parts of the graphics of Soulframe that they've newly developed for Soulframe. So they really are sharing intercompany components to make both games better. So this is why these heirloom collections exist. You're supporting the entirety of the company with these things. It shows in Warframe. But that's why I said I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be founders packs coming for Soulframe, you know, just prior to its release or something of that sort. I don't know. So folks, I do want to thank you very much for watching. As always, I'll catch you in the next one. All right.